Golden visa still in process. Government to evaluate visa-free visits for 159 countries. Stay tuned for details. Welcome to the latest news from Bali and Indonesia. Selamat Hari Raya Galungan dan Kuningan and Selamat Sore. It's 3 o'clock. My name is Bruce. What is the weather like today in Singaraja? Well, in Singaraja it is 30 degrees, a little humid, 64%. Hasn't rained, a little slight overcast breeze. 19.4 kilometers an hour. Yesterday it was really windy. And so Galungan has started, and I heard lots of prayers and saw a lot of people driving around today on their motorbikes dressed up in their finest. And so if you're celebrating Galungan, I hope you're having a lovely day. Let's get on with the first story. Sandiaga prepares mitigation steps if Golden Visa is launched. The Minister of Tourism and Creative Economy, Pak Sandiaga Uno, has prepared mitigation measures if the Golden Visa policy has been launched, or when the Golden Visa policy has been launched. In addition, the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy will also closely monitor this policy. There are definitely negative impacts in every policy, including economic fluctuations and the principle of justice, he said. He will also ensure that there are no irregularities such as money laundering, terrorist financing, and so on. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Sandiaga explained that until now, the Golden Visa was in the process of harmonization and synchronization, which involved cross-ministries and agencies. It was previously announced that this would start in June, then it was moved to July, and now it has been pushed back to the end of August, maybe, hopefully. And so we're just going to have to wait and see on that. He said, we want to make sure that the Golden Visa offer is attractive for foreign tourists to invest and stay longer in Indonesia. According to him, the Ministry of Tourism and Creative Economy has also conducted socialization regarding the Golden Visa so that in the future it can create increasingly quality tourism that has a greater impact on the local economy and the sustainable aspects of it. So if you are one of the people that wants the Golden Visa, don't ask me what is in it because I don't know, and I don't know if the government is sure yet either. They're still going through some process here. So you're just going to have to wait and see. Things are never clear here, never sure until they're on paper, and even then, you don't really know. And here is something I didn't expect. The government will evaluate the granting of visa-free visits to 159 countries. Right now, there are 10 countries that have visa-free visits, ASEAN countries. Before the pandemic, there were 159 plus the 10. And the government is going to evaluate this policy over the next month. This is according to Pak Sandiaga after attending a closed meeting with President Jokowi. He said the internal meeting decided in the next month to evaluate which countries will be included in the visa-free visit. He said that the government would conduct an evaluation to create quality and sustainable Indonesian tourism. This is still being done even though Indonesia's tourism target has exceeded the projected upper limits. In the past, he said, we had visa-free visits for 159 countries plus the 10 ASEAN countries, as I said. And this is going to be evaluated based on three things: reciprocity, usefulness, and security. He explained that later the targeted tourists would be quality tourists with a length of visit of more than 7 days. In addition, the total cost incurred by tourists are targeted at more than $1,000 US per tourist. And so it looks like at this point, it looks like the may come back, but it would be restricted. It would be for people, one, from countries where there is reciprocity in terms of free visas, and two, for people that are going to stay 7 days or longer. And so if you're going to be here for a short time, yeah, that wouldn't be for you. Now, How all of this is going to work out, well, we're just going to have to wait and see. But it's interesting, and it could have quite a positive impact on tourism here if you can come in and not pay anything. Now, this is not going to impact, as far as I know, the tax, the levy, whatever you want to call it, that is being pushed by the governor of Bali for Bali. That is a completely separate thing. That is a regional issue, not a national issue. And what about in the tourism front? Making uneasy. Kuta police head reveals 99 victims of foreign tourist mugging. It's actually 99%. So the head of Kuta police said that he's concerned about rampant acts of mugging in his jurisdiction. And he said 99% of the mugging cases are foreign tourists. That's in Kuta. And so because of this, the Kuta police are worried because Kuta is a major tourist destination here in Bali. And he said the muggings have been repeated and they're very disturbing to the tourists, of course. He said, we've been ordered by the leadership to pay attention to these cases. Thank you. The regional police chief and the local police chief emphasized that tourists should feel safe and comfortable when they are here. The chief talked about the modes of stealing victims' cell phones, for example, while driving. So some people use their cell phones while they're driving, looking for GPS coordinates or a Google map or whatever. And somebody comes by, the bad guys, one person's driving, one person's in the back. They just snatch that phone and bingo, they're out. Same thing for people that are walking. You have a phone, you're using it for whatever reason, and somebody comes by and does it. Sometimes people are pushed, they're shoved, their bags are ripped off. So some of these crimes look like petty things, but they can be quite serious in terms of potential injuries to the people that are victims. So 3 guys were caught just recently here, and they've been repeatedly mugging people. One guy said he'd done it 9 times, one guy said 10, one said 8, and the police found some stolen items in their possession, and they were using the motorcycles and doing that MO, that modus operandi. And so, if you're out on the streets, especially at night, be careful. Don't have your phone up where people can see it or grab it easily. And same thing if you're on your motorbike. If you pull off to the side, make sure that your phone is not accessible to somebody driving by, because unfortunately there are bad guys out there preying on tourists. And so the Kuta police are trying to clean up Kuta, and good luck with that. I hope they succeed. The suspects who have been arrested and are in custody now are liable for as much as 7 years in prison. And Buleleng, my home. Be careful, the sidewalks in Lovina are full of holes. Tourists are mired in them. The sidewalks in Lovina area, precisely on Jalan Singaraja Sririt, Kalibukbuk village, were badly damaged. They are badly damaged. There's lots of gaping holes in the pavement. This condition is very dangerous for pedestrians, especially foreign tourists who are in the Lovina area, because they often use the sidewalk as one of the ways to get from their hotels to the beaches. Most of the holes are from damaged drain caps. In addition to the damaged sidewalks, the location also has minimal street lighting, so at night it's difficult to see the potholes. The head of Kalibukbuk, Katutsuka, said that the pavement has been damaged for the past 5 months, and that they've submitted requests to Public Works and Spatial Planning in Buleleng to fix it, but so far nobody has come out to do it. And why not? They don't know why the handling is so slow, even though it's endangering pedestrian tourists, especially due to the lack of street lighting. Because they don't have the authority to repair the streets by themselves, the sidewalks by themselves, the village can only put up signs around the damaged sidewalks so that pedestrians can be more careful. And you've probably seen these. They'll put little branches and little cones and all sorts of different things so that you notice when you're walking down the street, hey, what's that? Oh, yeah, it's a hole in the sidewalk. And in fact, according to this article, at least one tourist has fallen through the holes and was injured a few months ago. And if you've been down in Singaraja and Jalan Diponegoro, you know that we have problems there too. There are holes in the sidewalk and broken concrete, so you need to watch out. Wherever you are, one of the things that you learn here is when you're walking, always keep your eyes on the ground. Well, and you have to keep them up here too. One, you don't want to get hit by somebody on their motorbike who's not paying attention because they've got their phone in their face. And two, you don't want to fall into a hole or trip over some broken concrete. And so that is one of the problems up here in North Bali. I don't know about down in the south. And over to Lombok. Lombok Airport starts implementing a non-cash parking payment system. Starting yesterday, non-cash payments using electronic money cards, e-money, are specifically for vehicles with 4 or more wheels. According to a representative of the airport, we urge service users to prepare electronic money cards if you're driving 4-wheeled vehicles. According to Pak Adil, electronic money that can be used to pay for parking at Lombok Airport includes Tap Cash from BNE, e-money from Bank Mandiri, Brizzy from BRE, and Flaz from BCA. Flaz, that's a funny word. Residents can get and top up the electronic money balance at the nearest bank office or mini market. Apart from that, electronic money can also be purchased through the officers at the Lombok Airport exit. And this is to support the implementation of a non-cash parking payment system. There are kiosk and electronic card integrated service booths to serve electronic card sales. And you can find those in the lobby at the arrival area. Why are they doing this? Well, because using cash, there have been queues during the peak hours. And so they're trying to make things work a little more smoothly for tourists, both domestic and international. And that is it for today. Thanks for viewing. Stay safe, be kind to someone today, and I'll see you next time.